Alright, for the next one here, we are going to make altitudes. You know altitudes already. You've known them as the height of the triangle. Making these on an acute triangle is really simple. All we have to do is we got to make a right angle with the opposite side. So what I'm going to do with my cheater's method here, since I know that's a right angle, those are perpendicular, I'm going to slide this over along the bottom here till it hits this vertex. That way I know it's forming a right angle. And then I just draw this coming straight down, just like this. So that's forming a right angle. So that's an altitude. When you do the area of a triangle, we know that as 1/2 base times the height of the triangle. That's what's also called the height of the triangle. And do the same thing over here. I'm going to slide it here, and we'll slide this over till it's perpendicular and it's going through my point C down here. So what I'm going to do is, once I have it all lined up, make the perpendicular line. Forms a right angle, just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing going this way. Slide this over along the bottom until it hits B. And since I know this is a right angle, I'm just going to draw this line right here. And that's forming a right angle as well. So that's how I make the altitudes in a triangle. And this point right here is called the orthocenter. So step one here is just going to be, if you want to use Mr. Kuhne's cheater method, you're going to slide the ruler along the bottom until it hits the opposite vertex. Step two, make sure it's a right angle. Make sure it's forming a right angle. Then draw the altitude. And what's special about the orthocenter here? Well, nothing that you really need to worry about. If we were to make the orthocenter and the circumcenter and the centroid, all three of those would be on the same line. But what's special about it, other than that, nothing that you really need to worry about. Let's come down here and let's do it for the right triangle. And then we're going to do it for the obtuse triangle. So I'm going to start here. So I'm going to slide this over along the bottom until it is forming a right angle. Well, hey, look at that. That is the same line already. Is that possible? Well, of course it is, because this is forming a right angle. Same thing for this one. If I slide this one over, that's forming a right angle too, isn't it? And so that's my other altitude. And I'm going to do the last one here, slide it over like this. Nope, it's hitting right there. So that's my orthocenter. So if it's a right triangle, then the orthocenter is at 90 degrees. Is actually on the triangle. And the orthocenter is on the triangle at the right angle. That's my orthocenter. All right, to do it for my last one here, if I have to connect this to this side, I can't do that over here because that's not going to be forming 90 degrees. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. It's not really cheating. I'm going to extend this side here, BC. I'm going to do that so that I can draw my 90 degree angle, my altitude, coming straight down like this. And that's my first altitude. And I'm going to draw this one over here as well. This one's a little bit easier. I'm going to slide this over. So it hits right there. And that's an altitude going down that way. If you prefer, we can always turn this around. That's probably a little bit easier to see it, how that's an altitude right there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom one here. I'm actually going to extend this bottom side here. In order to draw the altitude, make this, extend this line out, extend AB out, so I can form a right angle. So right here, it would never hit. So I'm going to slide this over till it hits the vertex C right there to form the right angle. There we go. Those are my three altitudes. Now, once again, you may be thinking to yourself, Mr. Kuhne, must be crazy because these aren't intersecting. Up there they were, on the right triangle they were, but now down here they aren't. They are actually. Once again, I just have to extend them. If I extend this all the way down here, and I extend this one all the way over here, and I extend this one all the way over here, right there is my orthocenter. So, if the triangle is obtuse, the orthocenter happens on the outside. If the triangle is obtuse, orthocenter happens on the outside. All right. So, big thing with altitudes here. Slide the ruler along the bottom until it hits the opposite vertex. Make sure it's forming a right angle that draw the altitude. And the altitude's called, they meet up at the orthocenter. And if it's obtuse, it can actually happen outside of the triangle. If it's a right triangle, the orthocenter happens right there on the right angle. Thanks for watching.